Peace and prosperity, family. Welcome to another episode on TEHUT-NINE Radio, TEHUT-NINE TV, Mind TV. Please hit the subscribe button right now. This is the place where we provoke thought and inspire thinking. Today we're going to do a quick conversation with our sister, Angela. Angela, you on the line? You
Yes,
on
I'm
the
here.
line, Angela. Yep. Um, what we going to talk about today, my sister? And quickly, just introduce yourself again, so everybody knows who you are, and then we'll just go right into it.
Okay, hi, I'm Angela. I am here in St. Louis, Missouri currently. And just kind of give you some details about myself. Currently, I'm a knowledge seeker, and I do follow a lot of today's trends and topics, as far as our people are concerned. As far as a lot of things that are going on with women, some things that are politically incorrect, and that's really, where I am right now and what's on my mind today.
Okay, so let's talk about some issues now around women. What are issues particular to women that you feel strongly about that you think maybe we're not paying that much attention to at this moment?
You know what? I would say crimes committed against women, especially of African descent. And, for example, I mean, at one point, there was, the black woman was revered as, like say, the head of the household, pretty much. Well, not the head of the household, but I would say pretty much kept the house together, children together, help, build a community. But I've noticed that, you know, especially say within the last say about 10, 20 years, there's been so much disrespect towards the black woman, and it's just a tragedy because as a community, if we don't respect ourselves, our black women, then who else will respect them? So it's just kind of heartbreaking, and it's just a topic that really needs a lot of attention.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So there's an uptick in violence against crimes against black women. Anything that you can point to locally? Um,
Yes, yes. Just recently, say, what's this, Tuesday? I would say Sunday night. Young lady. From what I gathered on the news, she was pretty young. She looked relatively young, say maybe even the age of one of my daughters. And so I would say maybe early 20s, very early 20s. And, here in downtown St. Louis, she was carjacked. And, it's one thing if you steal someone's car, but I mean, like, what, it was just a senseless murder. She was, shot and killed. And then, she had her 9-month-old infant in the car with her, and her baby was dropped off at the park. And there's no telling how long the baby was left at the park. And it's just terrible, and it's becoming more and more epidemic where there's just like a lot of disrespect for the black woman. And say as far as the workplace is concerned, social websites, the media, and and a lot of it I think you know, is perpetrated to be that way, to give us a negative, to have, say others in the world view us negatively when, that's really not the case. And, so it's just becoming more and more, it's just happening more and more on a daily basis. Women are coming, being found.
Is it a case, Angela? Not to cut your wisdom, but is it a case where maybe this is basically just telling us that our women are not protected, that they need protection, and
Yes,
and
yes, yes, yes.
who is the black woman's natural protector?
That is the black man.
So really, this is a mirroring moment for black men to look at themselves and see if our women are being murdered, if there's an uptick of violence against our women, whether by black men or white men, you know, because just because he's black don't mean that he gonna always do the right thing.
Well,
So
oh,
if we are allowing this to happen, then we are not doing our part as men to protect our women.
right. Yeah, you know what? I think that's why you see so many women say take on a male role, not a male role as far as homosexuality. I mean, what am I trying? Yeah, it's so much in those terms, but I notice a lot of women nowadays aren't, as docile as we were once before. Aren't as quiet. Aren't as ladylike, and I think it's because a lot of our men are being being placed in prison. A lot of homes are broken. There's an agenda now to pretty much where our black men are being portrayed as feminine and and it's not. It's. I think a lot of times the media plays a role into how, and I know it's a lot of it's a lie. How we're being perceived and sometimes how we perceive ourselves. And when you constantly have a world that's whose agenda is to pretty much break up the black the black home, the family, the foundation, then once you start doing that, you divide the mother, the child, the father, then it's so easy for perpetrators to come in and kind of change the roles in a black family. And it just needs to come to a point where we have to remember, because I remember growing up, we had our father in our home, our mother, my father, he pretty much supported, our family financially. And my mom, she would pretty much stay home and make sure the kids were taken care of, the house was taken care of, and they worked together and, to build their families. And sometimes they would stay together just for the sake of their children. And, and we had that balance. We had the feminine and that masculine balance. So, I had my mom there teaching me the roles of a woman. And I had my father there teaching me the roles of a man. What men are to do for their family, what women are to do for their family. And it kind of balanced out everything. But, right now you have so many women saying, oh, well, I don't need a man. And, I mean, I would say not necessarily, even if you're not in a relationship, I think it's still important to have that male role figure somewhere, in a picture, just kind of to balance out the energies and, just kind of teach us, the families, what it is that men do, in their neighborhoods, their communities, their family, their schools, that, to support the, black people, especially black women. And then, you have the women there, but, I just see so many women say, oh, well, I don't need a man and, this, that, and the other. And I don't necessarily think that's necessarily true. That's why you have feminine energy and masculine energy to balance each other out.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So our sisters are in need of protection, and we have to do our parts as men to make sure our sisters are safe, our women are safe.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. And it's like,
And
when I venture out, for the most part, right now I'm single, so for the most part, I like hanging around my son, I feel, safe when I'm with my son because I know that I'm protected. Because sometimes you have so many, not necessarily men, predators, but, sometimes you just have predators in general that are just seeking and waiting on that opportunity to catch you alone, catch you with your back turned or, not paying attention. And, especially like, where we are here in St. Louis, Missouri, it's pretty, it's a dangerous, city as far as crime is concerned. So, a lot of instances when I'm, certain places I may not, and it's not so much that I'm afraid, it's not really anything that I'm afraid of. It's just a matter of knowing my surroundings and knowing where I'm at because anything is possible. I don't necessarily have to be afraid for some tragic event to take place. For someone to catch me and, put a gun to my head or catch me and, try to kidnap me. I don't necessarily have to be afraid for those things to happen, but it's so easy for a male to overpower a woman in most instances. And so, it's really important that, we have more men to, to step up and just kind of make sure the black woman is safe and protected.
Indeed. So, please let us know your thoughts, your suggestions. Put them in the comment section below. Comment on different solutions to this question that we raised today and this concern. Strategies or ideas or, not necessarily strategies, but ideas. Because that's what a lot of us are not doing. We're not turning over ideas. We're just going along with everything that someone else is telling us. And, we have to look at our situations for ourselves now and realize that, our traditional thought of thinking that you can't do this because this is the city's responsibility, or this is the government's responsibility, or this is the police responsibility, or this is the sanitation manager's, but no, it's your responsibility.
Right. Yes, and that even goes to say with the police, black women, we really are protected by the police. Like, I mean, just to be honest, we're not. I don't have a problem with the police as far as harassing me, but when it comes to my safety, I don't feel protected by the police at all.
Well, I want to thank you, Sister Angela. This was a great talk. As we said, it was going to be a quick, short, and spicy one. I want to invite everybody again to make sure you subscribe to M9NDTV at youtube.com/mine, spelled M with a number 9, not the letter I, NDTV Network, M9NDTV Network. You see it on your screen right here. Make sure you go there, you hit the subscribe button to help us to build our platform. Once again, thank you for joining us. Angela, any parting words?
No, just, we just have to stick together with all we got. We have the world against us, as black people, so we just have to learn. It's so important and it's so easy to be done. We just have to, know how to, work together and stop working against each other. It's really simple, very simple.
Indeed. So with that being said, we're gonna call it a show, and thank y'all for listening. Make sure you subscribe again to M9NDTV, where we provoke thoughts and inspire thinking. I'm your host, TEHUT-NINE. Until next time, make sure you keep your minds on, you keep tuning in, and you keep knowing yourself. Peace out to you, my sister Angela. Thank you again for coming on with us and just vibing real quick. To everybody again, please go and subscribe. Thank you. Peace out.
Okay, thank you.